All right, Shalom. This is the brother Nahoya from the GMS Orlando camp. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Akim, who are preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. This is Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 4, and it reads, For Jacob my servant's sake, and Israel mine elect, I have even called thee by thy name, I have surnamed thee, though thou hast not known me. I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there is none else. There is no power beside me. I girded thee, though thou hast not known me. Yahweh is the Paleo-Hebrew, the original tongue of the one you ignorantly call God. Bahashem is in the name in the original tongue, Paleo-Hebrew. Yahweh Shai is the one you ignorantly call Jesus in the Paleo-Hebrew, the Lashawan Kodash. All right? And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is saying there is no power beside him. All right? Verse 6 reads that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am the Lord, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Now, I want to go into a lesson, and I want to roll in the spirit. I want to get this video and another one after it to just highlight the true majesty of Yahweh Bashim Shai and how science is beginning to see what has been given to our nation from the beginning. Okay? As a matter of fact, let me grab this. Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Okay, so the secret things belong to the one you ignorantly call God, whose name is Yahweh. God in Hebrew is Allah, which means power or judge. The things that are revealed belong unto us, because the things that science has began to understand and know, all right, were already given to our nation. Okay, so again, I'm going to read this in Isaiah, the 45th chapter, and it reads, that they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none beside me. I am Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and there is none else. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. The majesty of the Lord cannot be comprehended. And what you're going to see in this video from these scientists in their discussion about reality and consciousness, they're going to arise or they're going to come to the conclusion that mathematically, scientifically, they have reached a point where they understand that Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, all right, the one you're going to call God, exists, man. Now, they're not going to flat out admit that, but when you look at this video, they're going to come to that conclusion in so many words. All right, so let me mute this music really quick, and let's get this video.
I think that this approach, where I'm saying reality is this vast network of interacting conscious agents, and it's not space and time, it does break down a barrier that has been there between science and religion in terms of things that people in religious fields have been talking about, I'm saying we could actually get mathematically rigorous models of what we mean by consciousnesses. Even it turns out in this theory, when conscious agents interact, they create new, more complicated consciousnesses. And so you can take very simple consciousnesses, have them interact, and mathematically new, more complicated consciousnesses emerge, and this can go up to infinity. That means I have a mathematical model in which I can actually talk with precision about infinite conscious agents. When we're talking about infinite consciousnesses, now we're talking about the kinds of things that some spiritual traditions are interested in. But for the first time, I can actually have mathematical precision on this. So what I would
infinite consciousness. I mean, another word for God, right?
For in some traditions that would be, but I can now have theorems and proofs about God. And by the way, I'm not saying that my
All right, I'm gonna stop there, okay? And I want to get another video going into this. But what this guy is saying is that they have arised, or they have come to this realization, if you will, of something that was given to us from the days of old, all right? That there's a consciousness, all right, above all the consciousnesses that are on the planet, that are in creation. As a matter of fact, let's grab this. This is Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 8. And it reads, "For my thoughts," all right? Again, Isaiah 55 and 8. "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." And these scientists, they spend their whole lifetime studying creation to get to a point where the Lord has already put us in, or placed us in, from the beginning, all right? Because the Lord was saying this. He was saying in Isaiah, He is, all right? There is no power beside Him. All creation comes from Him. He was telling our nation this, that He expanded the heavens like a curtain before they figured out that space, the universe, is expanding. These things were already given to our nation. That's why I went to this precept in Deuteronomy 29 and 29. All right? The things which are revealed belong unto us. Now the Lord has given it to them. Now, with technology, but we were given these things from the source, which is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's why the Lord always made a point to say, it is Him who has chosen you, because that's a high privilege when you think about the Creator of all things choosing a particular nation of people. And they're getting to that conclusion where they understand that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai exists, where it's possible in their world and in their mind, because they only look at the product. They don't look at the source. All right, the source is Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The product is creation. But they're looking at the product, and they've come to this conclusion from looking at the product that there is a source that is infinitely more intelligent than they are. Something that we already were given. Again, in Isaiah 55, the Lord said, verse 8, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." All right, I'm gonna play this video one more time.
I think that this approach, where I'm saying reality is this vast network of interacting conscious agents, and it's not space and time, it does break down a barrier that has been there between science and religion in terms of things that people in religious fields have been talking about. I'm saying we could actually get mathematically rigorous models of what we mean by consciousnesses. Even it turns out in this theory, when conscious agents interact, they create new, more complicated consciousnesses. And so you can take very simple consciousnesses, have them interact, and mathematically new, more complicated consciousnesses emerge, and this can go up to infinity. That means I have a mathematical model in which I can actually talk with precision about infinite conscious agents. When we're talking about infinite consciousnesses, now we're talking about the kinds of things that some spiritual traditions are interested in, but for the first time, I can actually have mathematical precision on this. So what I would
infinite consciousness. I mean, another word for God, right?
for in some traditions it would be, but I can now have theorems and proofs about God. And by the way, I'm not saying that my theory of God is right. It's just the first precise theory we've ever had. So, and that's the point. Of course, I'm probably wrong.
And the irony is that he's not, all right? But we know this through faith. And they need to test and pry at creation to come to a conclusion that we have already come to through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, the infinite consciousness, if you will. As a matter of fact, I do want to go into the etymon. All right. I want to go into the etymon and I want to get consciousness. All right, so let's go to, I'll just get the definition. All right. So this is consciousness. The definition of consciousness is the state of being awake and aware of one's surrounding. The awareness or perception of something by a person. The fact of awareness by the mind of itself and the world. All right, so they're saying that there's an ultimate consciousness, and that ultimate consciousness is Yahweh Bashim Shai. All right, that's the significance of the Most High saying, I am that I am, man. I am that I am. That's it. That's it. Let's get it. This is Exodus 3, and I'll start at 13. And Moses said unto the Most High, Behold, when I come unto the children of Israel, and shall say unto them, The God of your fathers hath sent me unto you, and they shall say to me, What is his name? What shall I say unto them? And Yahweh Bashim Shai said unto Moses, I am that I am. And he said, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, I am hath sent me unto you. And the Most High said moreover unto Moses, Thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, the Lord power of your fathers, the God or power of Abraham, the God or power of Isaac, and the God or power of Jacob hath sent me unto you. This is my name forever, and this is my memorial unto all generations. When you go into Lord and you break that down in the ancient Hebrew, it's He is. All right here, the Lord is defining what the significance of His name. I am. That literally means the Lord is a power, the only power. All right, the source behind all creation, and He's aware of His power. You saying I am is an acknowledgement that you exist. That's why we say He exists. And they have arrived, I should say, at the point where they realize that there's a consciousness that is above the intelligence of man. Something that we've been given from aforetime. In the next video, I'm going to show you they have come to the conclusion where they understand that space and time are not fundamental. And when I say fundamental, meaning that space and time is just a creation. It's a product of creation. But it's not the fundamental pillar of creation. Meaning space and time had a beginning. Meaning it had a creator. Meaning something sits behind space and time. Now we know this already through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai. But I saw this video and this other one that I want to show you. And it really spoke to the gravity of Yahweh Bashim Shai bringing us near unto Himself. Matter of fact, let me go to this. go to Psalms 148 and verse 14. No, 13. Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is excellent. Yahweh, he is. That alone is excellent. It's the source of all things, man. His glory is above the earth and heaven, meaning the Lord sits above creation. He's the cause, creation is the product. Verse 14, he also exalted the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye the Lord. And he gave us the breakdown, all right? Before anything was, he was. Beside him there is none. He spreadeth the world, the universe, he spreadeth the heavens like a curtain. In the beginning, meaning the Lord initiated time. Because he's the Ancient of Days, there is no need for time for him. Time is how we measure things. But the Lord cannot be measured, man. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8, and I'll start at verse 20. O Lord, thou that dwellest in everlastingness, which beholdest from above things in the heaven and in the air, whose throne is inestimable, whose glory may not be comprehended, before whom the host of angels stand with trembling. All right, this is Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, I want to get this next video really quick. So let me mute that. And I'm going to jump down to this.
You might ask, how would physicists think about this? Because surely physics knows that space-time and matter is fundamental, and some cognitive scientists are saying that space-time isn't fundamental. The physicists can come back and just, put me in line. Well, it turns out that physicists, for example, Nima Arkani-Hamed at the Institute for Advanced Study at Princeton, Ed Witten, who won the Fields Medal, David Gross, who won the Nobel Prize, these guys are all saying this phrase, space-time is doomed.
What does that even mean?
Well, yeah, it's pretty profound. What they're realizing is that in the attempts to get general relativity and quantum field theory to come together into a unified quantum gravity, they're going to have to let go of space-time. What we thought was the foundation. We all think of space-time as the stage on which the drama of life plays out. I mean,
Wasn't that Einstein's great discovery?
That was his feeling, and he assumed that space-time was fundamental, and he had the space-time loaf and so forth. And so the stage has been there for almost 14 billion years, and life wasn't even on that stage for who knows how many hundreds of millions of years, and consciousness didn't get on the stage until much, much later. That's the standard story. And now we're realizing that space-time has to be emergent from something deeper. It cannot be fundamental. We just can't. So this is from the physicists, like, again, Nima Arkani-Hamed. And they don't know what's more fundamental. Seth Lloyd at MIT has proposed that maybe quantum bits and quantum gates, so not in space and time. These are now bits and gates in outer space, but not in space. And each of those gates, its action gives you a little bit of space-time, and the curvature of the space-time is proportional to the action. Anyway, they're trying to start with something that's not physical, it's abstract, and then show how you can get space-time emerging from it. I'm up to the same thing. I'm saying let's get a mathematical model of consciousness on its own terms, not inside space and time, but rather as the author of space and time.
Well, you're saying consciousness precedes space-time.
That's right. Consciousness precedes space-time. It's not, so the space-time that you're perceiving right now is not a stage that you're in. It's a data structure that you're creating right now. You create space and time. You create all the stuff that you're seeing. When you close your eyes, you make it go away.
Okay, you're kind of blowing my mind here.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I want to stop there. Because what he said is that before you have space-time, you had consciousness. Now remember, the definition of consciousness is the awareness. All right, going back to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai is saying that I am. All right, he exists. Yahweh, he exists. And that's why, man, something that we know already at the very beginning of our scriptures, at the very beginning of the things that the Lord gave us. In the beginning, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai created the heaven and earth. That means the Lord made a beginning and created creation. That's space and time. Now, the Lord made it extremely simple for us. And he made it so simple. Yet, look at how long it has taken mankind, all right, humanity, to arrive at this place that our nation started at, all right? This is beautiful through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemel Shai, all right? This is wonderful. Matter of fact, I want to go to this really quick. All right, let me jump down to around, let me start up. So this is 2nd Esdras 4 and 3. And it reads, Then said I, Yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee. Oh, yeah. I'm going to start at 1. Salakia. And the angel was sent unto me, whose name was Uriel, gave me an answer, and said, Thy heart hath gone too far in this world, and thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High? Then said I, Yea, my Lord. And he answered me and said, I am sent to show thee 3 ways, and to set forth 3 similitudes before thee. So, first off, verse 2 says, Thinkest thou to comprehend the way of the Most High? And remember in 2nd Esdras 8, the Lord's throne is inestimable and his glory cannot be comprehended. All right, even with everything that humanity has gained from the wisdom and knowledge that they have been given from the Heavenly Father, they aren't even close to figuring out how what we know through faith. They aren't even close to understanding the world we live in, man. We understand it because we trust the guidance that was given to our nation as a heritage. But for those who have to prove it and figure it out without including Yahweh Bashim Shai, the one they ignorantly call God, in the equation, you realize how far off the mark they are, and how they will willingly admit that they don't understand the world in which we live in. And this is the same thing that the angel with these similitudes help Esdras understand, that you don't even understand the world that you exist in. How can you understand the heavens? All right, so let's go into this. All right, this is 2nd Esdras, the 4th chapter. All right, and I'm going to start at verse 4. Whereof, if thou canst declare me 1, I will show thee also the way that thou desirest to see, and I shall show thee from whence the wicked heart cometh. And I said, Tell all, my Lord. Then said he unto me, Go thy way, weigh me the weight of the fire, or measure me the blast of the wind, or call me again the day that is past. So for him to say, call me again the day that is past, that shows you that time is a creation. It can be manipulated, it can be dealt with, it can be rewound, it can be fast forward. That's how our ancestors were able to see the prophecies and see the visions that the Lord gave them. Well, the Lord is telling Esdras this thousands of years ago, asking him to break things down that even in modern science they can't break down. Verse 6, Then answered I and said, What man is able to do that thou shouldest ask such things of me? And even now in 2020, they can't come to that conclusion. They can't figure that out with all this technology. Verse 7, And he said unto me, If I should ask thee how great dwellings are in the midst of sea, or how many springs are in the beginning of the deep, or how many springs are above the firmament, or which are the outgoings of paradise? Peradventure thou wouldest say unto me, I never went down into the deep, nor as yet into hell, neither did I ever climb up into heaven. Nevertheless, now have I asked thee but only of the fire and wind, and of the day wherethrough thou hast passed, and of things fro which thou canst not be separated. And yet canst thou give me no answer of them? He said moreover unto me, thine own things, and such as are growing up with thee, canst thou not know? How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight? Bro, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai, the Lord is heavy, man. The Lord is extremely heavy. And even with all the technology that this world has, they can't even come close. Not even close. And everything that they're finding out, we were given in Genesis. That is extremely heavy. This is Psalms chapter 90 and verse 1. A prayer of Moses, the man of Yahweh Shemel Shai. Lord, thou hast been our dwelling place in all generations. Before the mountains were brought forth, or ever thou hadst formed the earth and the world, even from everlasting to everlasting, thou art Yahweh Shemel Shai. So our forefather Moses knew that before space and time, Yahweh Shemel Shai existed. To this world, it's an entity that they can't understand, but we understand him because we understand him according to our measure, according to what he's revealed unto us, because he revealed it to us. And we believe on these things according to faith. We didn't need Harvard. We didn't need Cambridge. We didn't need Oxford. But these are discussions, and the Lord's chosen people are not in these rooms a lot of times. If they are, they're few and far between. Yet, the secrets that they're asking and they're conversating about, and the conversations they're having about creation and the origin, their own science is coming to the conclusion that was given to us in Genesis. And that is heavy. That is extremely heavy. That's why Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is worthy of praise, man. And it's going to be a beautiful day when this world acknowledges Yahweh Bashim Yahushua globally. It's going to be beautiful. Knowledge is going to truly increase and prosper in that day, because there's no longer going to be a time where you have to ask these questions. You're going to know, and then creation, you'll be able to explore it with that understanding that there's a higher intelligence, there's an infinite intelligence that is powerful and omnipotent that you can't comprehend fully. Knowledge of herbs, knowledge of justice, knowledge of morality, true knowledge of science. All of these things are going to be made manifest in the world. But it's beautiful, getting back to the topic of the lesson, that the conversations these people are having in these rooms where they've spent 30 and 40, that really their whole lifetime, trying to figure out the origin of creation and the source. These things were given to us in the beginning of our scriptures. That's why Deuteronomy, the 29th chapter, is heavy, because it says this. Deuteronomy 29 and 29, the secret things belong unto Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Whew. That is, man, that is beautiful. That is beautiful. Let me go to, this is Psalms 92 and 4, and it reads, for thou, Lord, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. O Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doth a fool understand this. The Yahweh Bashim Yahushai cannot be, man, there's no words that could suffice. And that wisdom, that knowledge and understanding was given to our nation thousands of years before science could catch up. And science still has not caught up fully. And I just want to take a moment, man, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, to go into this this lesson, on Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai's majesty. It's one of my favorite topics. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. Just the sheer intelligence of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai, that a man may even see unto a spark, man. Matter of fact, let me go back to 2nd Esdras 4, because the angel says something heavy. 2nd Esdras 4 and 11. I start at 10. He said, moreover unto me, thine own things, and such as are grown up with thee, canst thou not know. We've been on the earth thousands of years, and there are certain things on this planet that just can't be. There's certain questions that can't be answered. Verse 11. How should thy vessel then be able to comprehend the way of the highest, and the world being now outwardly corrupted, to understand the corruption that is evident in my sight? Man, call Halayim Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. We have been blessed beyond belief. And I just want to go into a lesson on this. I don't want to be too long-winded. I just want to show those two videos showing, this world slowly catching up to what the Lord has already given our nation thousands of years before. All right, so with that, I'm going to go to 2nd Esdras 8 and 21, and I'll close out. This is 2nd Esdras 8 and 20. O Lord, thou that dwellest in everlastingness, which beholdest from above things in the heaven and in the air, whose throne is inestimable, whose glory may not be comprehended, before whom the host of angels stand with trembling. All right, with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Wakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who are the elders of Yasha Allah, and a sincere salutation to all you Aki for preaching this word and believing this word in all truth and in sincerity. Shalom.